2 D.C. area locations.
We have got breaking news right now at 11. 3 people are hurt, 1 dead after a crash involving a Metro bus. All of this happening in Southeast D.C. along Suitland Parkway. Hazmat crews now there on the scene because of a fuel spill. Now, we've got a crew on the way there. We'll bring you a live report as soon as we can when they arrive. In the meantime, a police department accuses one of its own, a former Herndon police worker accused of spying on women in the bathroom.
Now these bombshell charges coming after Michael Carr disappeared and then surfaced hundreds of miles from home. As Tom Rousey reports, police say at least 2 women were secretly videotaped.
He had a lot of responsibility here.
Mike Carr was a trusted man around the Herndon Police Department. He'd been promoted from dispatcher to manager. And when Chief Maggie DeBoard was sworn in 4 years ago, it was Carr who sang the national anthem. In the spring, he helped her accept a town proclamation. So the allegation he invaded young female co-workers' privacy?
It rocks your world, and we are dealing with that now.
Here's Carr's mugshot on the Orange County, Florida jail website. He was picked up in Orlando as a fugitive this month.
With the help of the Florida Highway Patrol, we were able to get him detained.
We're told Carr is a 30-year-old married father. In September, he vanished and cut off contact with his family. While investigating his disappearance, police say they made a terrible discovery. They claim Carr secretly videotaped 2 females in the dispatch center bathroom. The news has stunned the small department.
It's tough. You know, I knew Mike well as one of my employees, and I knew both of my victims well.
Police say the crimes happened 4 years ago. They say they want to talk to Carr about why he ran away now after all this time.
A woman answering the phone at a number linked to Carr tonight said she didn't want to say anything about all this. Carr has a court hearing scheduled for tomorrow in Florida. He's expected to eventually be extradited back here to Virginia to face the charges against him. Reporting in Herndon in Fairfax County, Tom Rousey, ABC 7 News.
Thank you, Tom. Breaking news now in the race for the White House. 2 women have accused Donald Trump of grabbing them. That's according to the New York Times now. One woman said the Republican nominee touched her breasts and tried to put his hand up her skirt in 1980. Another woman said Trump forcibly kissed her in Trump Tower in 2005. The women were motivated to come forward after Trump denied sexually assaulting in the last debate, and a video leaked of Trump making sexually explicit and predatory comments about women. Now, in a statement released tonight, the campaign calls the article fiction, saying, quoting here, "To reach back decades in an attempt to smear Mr. Trump trivializes sexual assault, and it sets a new low for where the media is willing to go." Meantime, as Hillary Clinton campaigned today in Nevada and Colorado, her campaign suggested that Russian hackers told the Trump campaign about the content of stolen emails before they're released by WikiLeaks. The organization has published thousands of emails allegedly from Clinton campaign chairman and former White House chief of staff John Podesta. Allison.
This just in, Leon, a now 19-year-old college student is suing D.C. 1 year after police officers detained him in Eastern Market. Now, this video of Jason Goolsby's arrest went viral and sparked protests last fall. His attorney says the city failed to protect his client. Police said officers thought Goolsby and his friends were planning to rob an ATM. And now to new developments in a story we first told you about earlier this month. Dozens of Alexandria residents forced to leave their homes. This because their condo building has structural issues. So they got an update on the situation tonight. Annalisa Gale was there. Annalisa, what have they told you about this tonight?
Well, Allison, this is where those displaced residents used to live. Tonight, they were provided with an update in a meeting that lasted a little over an hour. They walked away frustrated, angry, and feeling helpless. The leaders of the River Towers condominium say they could not provide them with most of the answers that they were looking for.
I'm always in my flip-flops. I can't even get anything to wear.
Rita Wood, her 11-year-old son, and her husband have been living inside this hotel room since October 2nd, when the columns beneath their condo slipped several inches, causing structural damage to the building's exterior and interior.
Do you guys have enough money to keep living in this hotel for these?
No.
Dozens of Wood's neighbors are also in a similar predicament. People living in 32 units have been asked to leave while the management tries to figure out the next steps. Displaced residents were only allowed to grab a few items more than a week ago, and they have not returned since.
I need to get like new clothes for my son. He doesn't have his jacket. He doesn't even have winter jackets with him right now.
At a meeting on Wednesday night, leaders with the River Towers condominiums could not provide residents with a timeline for when they could return.
I'm living with my daughter. She lives in a 3-story house. I have lousy legs. Climbing 3 stories is tough.
Some residents believe the necessary repairs could take months, and with little options and answers, Wood and others are worried they will be left in the dark for too long.
They need to talk to us and tell us if they'll be able to help us.
Leaders with the River Towers condominiums did not